My husband and I renovated an abandoned psychiatric hospital. Our first guest wasn't human, posted by you, Protocen. I never should have listened to Jack. It'll be an adventure, he said. We'll make it beautiful, he promised. Now I'm trapped in this nightmare, and I don't know if I'll ever escape, but I need to write this down to warn others. Please, whatever you do, stay far away from the old Willowbrook Hotel. It all started 6 months ago. Jack and I had been married for just over a year, and we were looking for a project to tackle together. Something that would challenge us, but also bring us closer. That's when we stumbled upon the listing for the abandoned Willowbrook Psychiatric Hospital. The realtor's photos showed a hulking Victorian-style building, all faded red brick and crumbling white trim. Vines crawled up the walls, nature slowly reclaiming what man had left behind. It was exactly the kind of fixer-upper Jack had always dreamed of. "Can you imagine it, Liv?" he'd said, blue eyes sparkling with excitement. "We could turn it into a boutique hotel, something really unique." I'd been hesitant at first. The place gave me the creeps, even in pictures. But Jack's enthusiasm was infectious, and soon I found myself caught up in his vision. We could restore the grand staircase, update the rooms with modern amenities while keeping the vintage charm, maybe even play up the spooky history angle for Halloween. So we took the plunge. We emptied our savings account, took out a massive loan, and became the proud and terrified owners of a dilapidated former psych ward. The first few months were a whirlwind of demolition and reconstruction. We lived in a tiny RV parked outside, spending every waking hour working on the hotel. It was exhausting, but exhilarating. Jack and I made a great team, and I started to believe we might actually pull this crazy scheme off. But then the dream started. It began with vague feelings of unease. I'd wake up in the middle of the night, heart racing, unable to remember why. Then the nightmares became more vivid, shadowy figures lurking in corners, screams echoing down long, dark hallways, and always, the sensation of being watched. I tried to shake it off. Stress and lack of sleep, I told myself. It didn't help that we kept finding weird things as we worked. A child's drawing, tucked behind a baseboard, showing stick figures with hollow eyes, scratch marks on the inside of a closet door. Once I could have sworn I heard humming coming from an empty room. Jack brushed off my concerns. "It's an old building, babe," he'd say. "Of course it's got some quirks, but think how awesome it'll be when we're done." I wanted to believe him. I really did. But as the weeks went on, the feeling of wrongness only grew stronger. The day we finished the last guest room, I found Jack in the lobby, grinning from ear to ear. "We did it, Liv!" he exclaimed, pulling me into a bear hug. "We're ready to open." I forced a smile, trying to ignore the chill that ran down my spine. "Are you sure we're ready?" I asked. "Maybe we should wait a bit, do some test runs with friends or family first." Jack shook his head. "No way. We've got bills to pay. Besides, I already booked our first guest. He's arriving tomorrow." My stomach dropped. "Tomorrow? Jack, that's too soon. We haven't even—" He cut me off with a kiss. "It'll be fine, babe. Trust me." I wish I hadn't. The next evening, just as the sun was setting, a sleek black car pulled up the long, winding driveway. Jack and I stood on the front steps, trying to look welcoming despite my nerves. A tall man in an expensive-looking suit stepped out of the car. He had silver hair and piercing gray eyes that seemed to look right through me. "Welcome to the old Willowbrook Hotel," Jack said, extending his hand. "I'm Jack, and this is my wife, Olivia." The man's thin lips curved into a smile that didn't reach his eyes. "Charmed," he said, his voice smooth as silk. "You can call me Mr. Smith." As I shook his hand, a jolt of something passed between us. His skin was ice cold, and for a split second, I could have sworn his eyes flashed completely black.